Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Successful with Schizophrenia. I'm your host, Kylie, and I'm excited for our episode on feeding your brain. All right, so what exactly do I mean by feeding your brain? It's the information that you consume. So that consumption could be intentional or it could be completely unintentional. And for a long time, my consumption was not intentional, and it showed itself in the results. Okay, so let's talk about social media, for example. If I see there's a lot of drama on social media and I consume my time with drama and maybe comment wars or whatever, it's going to consume me. I'm focusing on arguing, I'm focusing on fighting. But if I was to focus on reading, for example, then I'm feeding my brain with something that's productive, with something that's actually going to enlighten me, rather than something that's going to detract from my positivity. Okay. And a funny thing about me is I really don't like TV. I feel like there's so much on TV that I don't want in my brain, and I don't want to consume it. So, for example, scary movies, I'm not going to watch them. Action movies, probably not going to watch it. You know, I don't need to see fighting scenes. I don't need to see explosions. I don't need to see bad things happening. There's enough in the world. I don't need to know it anymore, in my opinion. So, social media and TV, I'm not really on social media too often, as you can tell, right? But I'm trying to get better at it. And TV is really full of a lot of variables that we cannot control. So, for example, the news. Me personally, I don't watch the news because it is not positive for me to do that. All right. Because if I see negative things on the screen, I'm going to think negative things, and then negative things are probably going to happen in my life, or I'm going to perceive them as negative. So I like to rid all of that by controlling what I see. Another thing that I like to control in my life is what I hear. So that would include the people around me, that would include the music I listen to, and that would also include the podcasts that I like to consume. All right. So for the people around me, I like people who are going to spread positivity. I like people who are going to be solution oriented. I'm not so much of a big fan of people who want to talk about others or people who want to start drama. It's just not my vibe. That's not my cup of tea. And, you know, there was a time where I was very wrapped up in other people's business, but I realized that was not serving me. It was doing more harm than good when I was trying to help, right? My intention was to help, and then it just didn't go well. So that's when I learned to control the people who are around me, not actually control them, but control the people in my life who enter and who leave. And another thing that is good to be conscious of would be music lyrics. So for music lyrics, I used to like, well, I still do like, but I listen to a lot less of it. Songs that are really sad in lyrics, but happy in tune. So for example, Summer Depression, right? That's one where it sounds really upbeat and the lyrics are very depressing. So that's one. I'm sure you can think of other songs that sound really happy, but really have negative lyrics or sad lyrics. It's up to you whether you want to consume that information or not. Okay? Because think about it. If I have a song saying summer depression stuck in my head on repeat, then I'm probably going to have depression even in summer, right? Just as an example, as a silly example. So the music that we consume really impacts our mental health. And the last one for the hearing would be podcasts. So if you're listening to this podcast, you already know how to feed your brain, or at least I hope you do a good job of it, not listening to any conspiracies and going down the rabbit holes. I know they're fun, believe me. I love conspiracies too, but some things I'm better off not knowing. Okay. So, podcasts, being careful with the ones that we consume, and sense of smell. So, smell is very important. Me personally, I like to have scented candles going or a wall plug in. I don't like smelling things that are like a week old pizza, right? No offense to you if you have a week old pizza in your room. I get it, it happens. But think about your surroundings. Are your surroundings serving you? If they're not, it might be helpful to change some of those things, even if it's as simple as throwing out the old pizza. Okay. Even if it's as simple as playing positive music. Okay. Little changes like that help you heal a whole lot faster than you could ever imagine. And the next one on the five senses would be taste. So, foods that cause a sugar rush or healthy food. Which one's going to be better for my brain? Of course, there's an argument for chocolate, right? Because dark chocolate could be good for you. But ultimately, I'm talking about, are we going to eat the fried chicken or are we going to eat a salad? Just for example, I know chicken can be very tasty, but it can also be helpful to have more vegetables in your diet, right? That's one thing that I'm working on right now. I'm actually planning on going vegan very soon. I'm getting all the fish out of my house. I'm eating it and eggies and cheese. So I'm consuming all of it right now, but the goal is to go vegan. So I'm very excited about it, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'll keep you posted. But the ultimate reason is because I want to feed my brain. I want to be healthy, and that includes my diet. That includes the food that I consume for my brain. And then the last one for the five senses would be touch. All right, so let's use a sink, for example, like a bathroom sink. Are you going to want a crusty sink full of hair and dust? Or do you want a nice, clean, flat surface? Probably a clean, flat surface, right? But if we don't take the time to just wipe it down every once in a while, then it can build up. And even though it's so small, whether you have, like for me, I have hair, so long hair. So one hair takes up a lot of space. But even if it's just one hair on the sink versus a sink that does not have any hair, it makes a difference. All right. Those little things are what I'm talking about. Those little things are how we feed our brain. These are things that are within our control. So, another thing for touch would be comfortable clothes or a blanket. I am working on wearing comfortable footwear, for example. I, for the longest time, have been wearing heels, platform shoes, you name it, anything but comfortable footwear. And my partner has encouraged me to wear tennis shoes or things that aren't going to hurt my feet that I could walk in. And I'm very grateful for that because that is helping me in my health. All right. The shoes that I wear on my feet are essentially going to help me later on in life so that I don't get back problems or knee problems or anything like that. So, those are the different ways that I like to feed my brain. How do you like to feed your brain? Let me know in the comment section, put it below, and I'll be happy to read them. Like, share it with your friends, family, doctors, anyone that you think could benefit from this podcast. Bye.